Hey, hello again, everybody. I've got another Kickstarter unboxing for you. Again, I was not expecting this, so yeah, I'm not too sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a Kickstarter. It didn't have the manufacturer's name on it, and I didn't recognize the address that it was sent from. So, yeah, we're going to find out together. I've got my laptop ready to pull up any information we might need about the Kickstarter to show you. So, yeah, these have been coming one after the other recently. I guess whatever kind of materials backlog or factory backlog or whatever problems manufacturers were having have kind of resolved to have all these showing up so quickly. So let's see what we got. All right. What do we have here? Okay, we're excited here. We're so excited. All right, so this is as you can see, the BPRD logo. This is the Hellboy role-playing game for D&D 5e. I was so excited about this. I cannot tell you how excited I was for this. I'm a huge Hellboy fan. The first two movies were amazing. I've been collecting the comic books for the longest time. And yeah, the cartoon, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Go to your library, pick one, check out a copy of it. Go online, see if you can find a copy to watch. Really good stuff. Yeah, even a couple of good novels. But the comic books are definitely the best. What is it, Michael Magnolia? His style is definitely something you kind of have to get used to, because he is definitely full of style. Let's see, this was one of the first Kickstarters I backed quite a while ago, so I've got to roll kind of far down the list here to get it. Hellboy Role-Playing. And there we go. All right, so this came from the UK. This was done by, I guess, from the Nottingham, UK. Who did this one? Let's see. Mantic Games. Let's see. They got 6,701 backers. A lot of people were excited for this. And they got 360,000 pounds in backing for it. How much did they want? They only wanted 30,000. So yeah, this was hands down a successful Kickstarter. I backed it at the 95-pound level, the field director, which basically, once again, I love all of the bonus gear and stuff. All of the I like getting all the stretch goals. I like getting all the little extra bits. Those are some of the things that sell it for me for a Kickstarter, is whenever there's some cool stuff that comes with it. I would have backed this just for the game, though, because I'm such a huge fan. I've got 3 versions of Hellboy, the role-playing game. They made a version for GURPS, and they made a version for Fate, the Fate system. Yeah, and then now I've got the D&D 5e rules. All right, so let's take a look. Look at that Hellboy Field Director pledge in its own little box, but it also came with this messenger bag. We're gonna open this up and take a look. Oh, look, I don't even need to do that. That's great. So I was real excited about this messenger bag. I always need a messenger bag or something like it. Yeah. Oh, hi, Twilight. You like the box there? Here, I'm gonna give you guys a treat and show you one of my girls, because she loves, every time I do one of these, one of the first things that happens is she gets in the box when I'm not using it. Twilight, look at her. You're internet famous. That's right. Okay. So anyway, back to this. Okay, so yeah, there were like two different bags. One was a messenger bag, and the other one was almost a pencil case. It was like maybe that big with a pocket. But frankly, this little messenger bag here is awfully cool. It's a bit too small for me, but frankly, I love that logo. I just love the BPRD logo. It looks like a real logo. So many things, so many, especially for something that's been around since the 50s or the 40s, which is what, you know, Hellboy is supposed to be from. And look at that. Okay, so we got a big pocket. Oh, a nice lining inside. Look at that. Look at that. The branding even continues on the inside. Can you guys see that? Another BPRD logo there. Feels a little padded. We've got a big inside pocket. We've got a decent sized front pocket. Oh, with some other pockets. A pocket on the inside pocket. We've got a little mesh pocket with a zipper top, like a little pocket for pins. That you want to like clip something to here. More pockets, pencils and pen pockets. Look at that. That is cool. It's so useful. Side pocket. I don't know what that's for. Maybe for like a early 2000s phone. I don't know. Anyway, but there's a funny use for it. And then a back pocket right there with more. Oh, look at that. This back pocket, like this big center pocket. Hold a tablet or something, and it's padded, so that's probably what it's for. It's to hold like a tablet or something, or one or two books. And then this back pocket on the back side zips all the way down, and you've got, again, some pen holders, like card or little organizer holders, and these go deep. Each one goes all the way to the bottom down here. And then another zipper pocket that you can use for stuff. So that's awesome. I like this. I like this. Yeah. There's plenty of strap here. So even if you're pretty tall, you got, you know, probably 2.5 maybe feet of strap space from your shoulder down. So it'll hang at your waist, but not probably your hip or not your thigh if you let it all the way out. But that is cool. I like that. I can always use these. This will be a great themed thing for running the game, especially if the basic book will fit inside it to carry all of the parts in for it. So let's go ahead and drop that back in there like it was whenever I first pulled it out. Look at that cool messenger bag. I like that khaki. It'll wear well. Yeah, I like that nice and heavy duty. I like these pulls too. They're not going to come off unless there's some force. Check that out. All right, so let's get to this. Let's get into the actual, maybe the actual game or whatever else is in the big box here. RPG Field Director Pledge. What do we have going on? All right, there's all of that. Now, there were some miniatures for this Kickstarter, and the game, of course, some dice, like a pad of character sheets, of course, a GM screen, and some other stuff. So, yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. That is snazzy. That is so snazzy. I mean, I don't know if you can see it because of the glare. Let's go ahead and drop this down a little bit. Get a little bit of a closer view here. There we go. That might just make the glare worse, but we can take care of that. But see, look at that. It's already got a little divider for carrying everything. Let's start with the dice. Check out. We'll just let you guys admire the miniatures through the glare for a minute. But Kickstarter exclusive dice. So check that out. Look at that. Look at those. It's one of those ones. I don't know. I tend to not really dig these type of dice because, I mean, I don't have bad eyesight, but I like to be able to read the dice quickly. And while these are cool for this stuff, sorry, timer going off for something else. I forgot what's going on. Well, they look really cool. I mean, I hate struggling to read the dice. The numbers are so small. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm holding it close to the camera so you can see it. Look at that detail. That is awesome. But, you know, when you're on the table, you're not, I mean, for you guys to see that clearly, you're like that far from the lens. So I love them because they look cool. I like the theming, but day-to-day use, let's face it. I mean, if you ask most people, or if you don't ask them, but if you just watch what they use, I'm willing to bet you will find most people use their plain dice most of the time. They'll pull these out whenever they're feeling snazzy or for a special roll. Or they might start using these and then go to something else. Look at that, look at that. That is cool on those on that die 4. But the numbers are so goddamn small. Look at how small they are. I mean, that's from a distance, and is that a 4 or a 1 right there on that side? I don't know. Anyway, but they look great. I love the black marble look. And the one red for the 10s and 1 dice. But anyway, so here's the Kickstarter dice that came with them. Trust me, I'll use them, and I think they're great. I love dice. I have the typical role-playing problem of too many dice and almost collecting dice for themselves. Let's take a look at some of these miniatures. All right, so needless to say, we have the core crew at the top. These aren't taped in, are they? I don't think so, but I don't think so. Let's check out. They must be taped down somewhere, or is this thing just that tight? Yeah, here's some tape. Well, trust me, I mean, I obviously ripped it, but these are not going to stay here, because if they stay in this stuff, I am never going to remember to paint them. So these miniatures I get in stuff like this quickly go into a section, a special area for me to remember to paint them. I'm wondering if that's how most people's piles of shame get started, is they get put to the side for later, but they get put to the side in a place that people just forget where they're at, forget to even get them. So the top, we've got the crew from it. We've got Liz Sherman, we've got Hellboy, we've got Abe Sapien, there is Rasputin. Oh, geez, I forgot his name off the top of my head. This is the German ectoplasm guy in his suit. I mean, check that guy out. Look at that. Now, he's cool and all, and I understand why we've got these 3 or these 4 for the core. But there was a character from the comic books I would have liked to have seen, who was a golem that they found, or golem, I don't know how you'd want to say that, and he, and just like in the story, how in the series, how Hellboy was the one who stepped up and told the scientists to stop experimenting on Abe. You know, Abe was the one who stepped up and told him that they'd found out that the golem was a, you know, was a person or deserved rights, and they needed to stop messing with him. And he's the one who got him out and then kind of brought him into the BPRD. So, Rasputin, mad and happy, bringing back the old ones. All right, now this is kind of cool because you can use these for so much stuff. Like, look at the fish frog dudes. Like if you're on a Call of Cthulhu game, you'll be using a lot of these. A lot of these type of dudes. Look at lots of different poses there. And you've got quite a few different guys to choose from. You know, some similar ones. Plenty of them. And then rats. Or not rats, I mean, sorry, toads. Frog swarms. Frog swarms. 2, 4, 6 frog swarms. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. All right, I like the foam dividers. See that? We'll get to that in a minute, but let's look at these other miniatures here. All right, so these are obviously the big bad guys. I have a feeling that these miniatures correspond to the adventure that comes in the game. Just a pile of tentacles coming out of the ground or across the ground. Very typically Lovecraftian, but look at that detail. Look at all that detail. And this is hefty too. This is some nice heavy plastic. You know, these things don't bend. They're not wiggling. This is going to be nice. Okay, so we got that big tentacle dude, and then this guy. Check him out. Look at those tusks. And that is that supposed to be? Is that his tongue or just a tentacle that comes out of his mouth? Those big hands and claws. You know, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so here's him. This is one of those great fight scenes you'd see in the comic books, where even though Hellboy's big, you know, there's always an abomination bigger than him out there. But, you know, and again, nice monster can be used for just about anything. I like miniatures like that. Multi-purpose, multi-use. Okay. So there are the miniatures. And again, for 95 pounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And I guess we'll count these as 24 total miniatures. All of them in good detail, nice plastic, you know. So there are those. And then we have everything else. Let's put this out there. Excuse me. So we can get a good look. Okay, so here's the, like I said, a pad of character sheets. So you can just fill them in with all the stuff you need. This is the back of the character sheet. Nice little BPRD branding on it. Like that. Like that. I think there are 50 or something like that of them in there. Let's look at the GM screen before we get into the actual game. Look at that. See, this is Magnola's artwork right here. Look at that. Liz Sherman, Abe Sapien, Hellboy. Love that picture of Hellboy. One of the things I've liked about Magnola's series is the fact that in the comics, I mean, Hellboy's not a secret. He was on Time's Man of the Year, you know, once or twice or something like that. And look at that. Plenty of information. There it is. Lobster Johnson. See, there it is. This guy, the golem that they rescued, that they found and woke up. Check that out. Things that should scare you. Things to keep handy. Things to punch in the face. Look at it right there on the thing. Some stat blocks. Things to find people to meet. And people to meet. Right there. It's kind of cool. I like that. It's landscape, which makes this a really big GM screen. I mean, it covers a lot of space. It will definitely cover, you know, the GM's end of the table, so you can fit lots of stuff behind it. All right. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Let's take a look. Now this is running off, like I said, the regular D&D 5e rule set. So, you know, there's no need to really, there's not going to be any kind of learning curve for the rules. Just kind of for the setting and the classes, which will probably correlate relatively closely. It comes with a poster. Look at that. It's not bad. I like that. I like that. It's a good one. This is kind of a slip cover to the book. How do we get it out? Yep, it's just going to slide off like that. Oh, and I see why. Because look at that cover. That is a faux leather embossed. And that is some serious embossing. Look at that. Look at that. Those ridges. That's cool. Feels really nice. But it's weird because as it is here, it's also pretty flexible. Look at that. It's kind of cool, kind of weird. I don't think it's going to really mess anything up, but just notice, you know, compared to other books, other gaming books, again with the nice BPRD logo, table of contents. BPRD introduction. Look at that, lots. Now they have a tons of comic books from a variety of artists to go through. See, Abe Sapien, when they found him in a big tube to go through to pull this up. So I don't know how much of this is going to be original artwork and how much of this is going to be just artwork from comic books and other sources. Not that I mind. Comic books have got great art. Check that dude out. Look at that. See? Time served. Recruitment, origins, chapter 1, where your character comes from, roles. I guess roles are going to be your classes. Your BPRD consultant with your levels. What else is there besides the consultant here? Professional features. Research and development. Experimental engineer. Always mad scientists everywhere. It's one of the things I like about Hellboy as a setting. I mean, besides the paranormal and the occult, there's weird science, there's, you know, all sorts of stuff. Kind of low-grade superheroes like Lobster Johnson and whatnot running around, digging up the past. You've got archaeology and all this other stuff that the characters can be running out doing when things go wrong. I mean, there are all sorts of different missions that they can go on. Some of them don't even have to be out, you know, like I said, with mad scientists and that experimental engineer, you know, something could just go wrong in the base, and that could be an entire adventure in and of itself. There you go, look at that. tomfoolery quirk table, customization, customizing your characters, all the equipment. This is kind of a, like I said, a modern with weird science setting. So, you know, you'll have all the ordinary equipment that people understand, and then robotic arms thrown in there as well. As well as all the occult stuff. So there's a range for all of this. Yeti. There. Mastering the mechanics. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The layout's really nice. The paper quality is really good. Nice and strong. Everything looks like it's going to be pretty easy to read. I like the font size they chose. Sometimes it's really small. They're trying to cram so much into such a small space. Injury levels. You know, people die a lot in the Hellboy universe, so, or there is a lot of death. I shouldn't say they die a lot. That makes it sound like it's a freaking Marvel comic book where people die and come back several times. But there's a lot of death in there, so I'd like to see if that carries over to the game, or if it's a little bit difficult to kill off people as well. I mean, because there's no priests in this. I don't. If there is, I don't think they're going to be as powerful as like clerics in regular 5e, able to bring people back from the dead or, you know, whatnot. So, ghost hunting, hook tables, lots of stuff running the game. Raise chapters for that. Look at all the artwork. I mean, the layout is really nice. Ritual complication tables, minor botch casting tables, major botch casting tables, true calamity tables. I like these tables. Too many people are married to tables, but I like things like this just to give you an idea of what they think that level of mess up is, or that level of success is, and then you can expand from there to what else you'd like. Now, this also came with this Kickstarter also had several PDF adventures written by several notable authors that I'm looking forward to downloading. Now that this has been shipped out, I'm sure that they'll send out the links to your email as well to get those and take a look at them. New games like this really, in my opinion, need some modules to start with, just like one-shots or maybe 2 or 3 session games, to help give you an idea of what they envision the game being like. Because too many people don't look at it like this nice bestiary in the back, give you some basic bad guys or animal encounters, or, you know, things to fight or base conflicts around. And here we are into the NPCs. Abe, Rasputin, Hellboy himself, Johann Kraus, that's his name. That's the ectoplasmic guy. See, there he is right there, Johann Kraus. Liz, Lobster Johnson, Jungles of the Mind. But yeah, because you know, a lot of these people, a lot of these companies, they design the rules for a specific play style, and then they send out these cool books with all this background, and then the rule set, but no adventure to kind of explain the play style, and people get put off because they try to run the game in what they know, namely, let's face it, it's the elephant in the room. Everybody plays it. A D&D, a Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast play style, and it messes up because that wasn't their intent. Their intent was more investigative. Their intent was, for everybody to be really cautious and understand the mortality of the characters. In the appendix, so many things need good appendix. Most games don't. You want to know what games don't have? And let's see if they have one. They've got one, an index. Somebody needs to get out there and tell the gaming industry indexes are supremely important, because even if you know what you're looking for, what the section it is, that section is usually 80 pages long or 50 pages long, and you only need 3 lines from it to make the rules call. It's so easy to be able, it's so convenient to be able to look back here and be like, I need this. Like, I need to know about ectoplasm. Here you go. And you've got the the page number, and then you can just flip straight to it rather than going to whatever section you think ectoplasm is in and then searching for it. An index, people. Remember an index. And thanks. The timeline for everybody. The Witchfinder, Lobster Johnson, Sledgehammer, Frankenstein, Abe Sapien, you know, Crimson Lotus, The Black Flame. That was a good one. If you got a chance, go check that out. It's like 3 or 4 issues long. The graphic novel is really easy to get a hold of. It was a good story. I like that. And I'd like to see more from that character. Yeah. The visitors and how and why they stayed. So yeah, look at all that. That's cool. I like that, being able to put it in context for the world that they're drawing from. All right, and there it is. That's everything. So yeah, the game book, a strange slip cover for it. I mean, if it was a one where you pushed it in this way, even if it was made out of this flimsy stuff, I'd probably use it on the regular. But this, I mean, getting it off was weird. Putting it back on is equally as kind of weird and troublesome. But there it is. Nice poster. GM screen. I don't know how useful that'll really be, because I didn't see the typical things you'd find on a GM screen. Like, okay, injury level and effects. Additional simple Doom spends. Doom is apparently a mechanic in the game. But where's like, basic conditions, that's always good. Unconscious, invisible, incapacitated. But, where's the difficulty level? Where's language rolls? I mean, Hellboy deals a lot with ancient cultures. Where's a little table for deciphering scripts, just to let you know, if you roll this high, how much information, you get 25% of the information, you get, the whole thing, you get 70% of the information off of whatever it is, or from the book. Something like that. That would have been really helpful, because that's a big part of these games, or at least this setting, is that. But anyway, the GM screen, the book, a little poster, bunch of character sheets on a pad, 25 miniatures, and some cool but hard to read dice. So yeah, so let me, 1, 10, 7, 3, I don't even know what that is. What is that? That is, this is 11. I can't read that one. I think that's 2. Anyway, but they look awesome. They look so cool. And I've got way too many dice that look cool that I can't read anyway. So these will be great and fit right in with the rest of them. But anyway, there you go. That's it. And I'm looking so forward to running this. And, another kind of modern game. Since they've gone to 5e, Wizards of the Coast has kind of abandoned the whole modern thing. Towards the end of 3.5, they were putting out, other time periods. There was D20 Modern, there was D20 Future. I'd like to see them put out some more stuff for that, or not, because frankly, I also like space for other game systems out there to try and for people to do. D&D is a monolith, but there's room for other stuff. But anyway, I was looking forward to this. This looks great. I am happy and excited. But there you go. That's my unboxing for the Kickstarter. Once again, if you guys want to know how a game of this went, put some comments down below and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in hearing about. I've got a pretty consistent group of about 5 to 7 players that we meet on the regs to play. So, and I'm definitely going to get them to try this out. So yeah, anyway, thanks a lot, and I'll see you around the internet.